Yes, we can start, no problem.
Famille de la presse, bonjour à tous et bienvenue à cette conférence de presse d'avant-match. Donc, conférence de presse qui sera animée par le coach M. Joseph Zizi. Pour rappel, le match aura lieu demain à 22h contre le PAC, contre le Paradou, donc la JSK et le Paradou. Donc, commençons par les questions. Et s'il vous plaît, encore une fois, les téléphones portables, mettez-les s'il vous plaît en silencieux. Merci.
Good morning, coach. After your draw against the leader last week, how are you preparing your team for tomorrow? And can we say that that result can boost your team, your team's confidence?
Yeah, the draw was okay. Again, it's not easy to
Il dit que le match nul c'était ok, c'était pas facile.
play in MCA is not easy to play.
De jouer le Mouloudia,
Was a fight game for us, was a spirit.
un match avec beaucoup de bagarres,
Spirit
d'engagement et un point
But
pour l'état d'esprit.
That's done. We have to focusing now Paradou.
C'est fini, donc on doit se
Important
concentrer
game.
sur le Paradou, c'est un
Need
match
3
important.
points.
On a besoin de ces 3
We
points.
know Paradou need also points.
On sait qu'eux aussi ont besoin de points.
New coaches or without coach.
Il dit que c'est un nouveau coach ou sans coach.
It's not easy because we don't know. The last games they play with 5 defense
Pas
line.
facile parce qu'il dit que dernier match ils ont joué avec
Then
5
they play with 4 defense
défenseurs,
line. Then they play
avec
with
4.
4-3-3, in a 4-2, in a 4-4-2, in a
4-3-3,
4-3-3,
4-4-2.
4-2-3-1. So they have
Il y a
different
2-3-1.
systems.
Il dit qu'ils ont différents
But we
systèmes.
prepared for this. The team
Il
is
dit
already
qu'il se prépare
prepared.
pour ça, qu'il s'est déjà
Spirit
préparé
in
son
the team is
équipe.
very good.
L'état d'esprit est très bon de notre équipe.
No big injuries now, right
Pas
now.
de blessures importantes.
So, we all guys on board.
Tous les joueurs sont prêts.
So we are prepared now. I heard the supporters also come back.
J'ai entendu aussi que
I'm
les
happy about
supporters
this,
reviennent, donc je
because
suis
we
aussi
need-
content de ça.
Now in this time, especially in
On a
some
besoin
times like
de
this,
ces
we need the supporters
Moments
in our
comme
back,
ça, on a besoin de
fight for
supporters
us.
derrière nous, qui
Also
se
in
battent pour
difficult
nous,
situations during the
aussi
game.
dans les moments difficiles du
We
match.
need a positive way and then we get also
On a besoin de
positive
ça
result.
de manière positive pour avoir un bon résultat.
Alors, Mr. bonjour. J'ai vu le match contre le Mouloudia. I had seen the match against Mouloudia. C'est un bon point. Pour moi, c'est un très bon point de prix par rapport à une équipe qui est première du championnat. Par contre, il y a toujours des questions qui se posent, coach, plein de questions. On sait qu'il y a des joueurs blessés, on sait qu'il y a des joueurs en méforme, et on sait aussi qu'il y a des joueurs qui sont en difficulté depuis plusieurs mois à la JSK. Pour ne pas les nommer, je parlerai de Mahiouz, de Saoudir, Nadar est parti, etc. Et les supporters se disent pourquoi ces joueurs continuent à jouer. Bien entendu, c'est vous l'entraîneur, c'est vous qui décidez, c'est vous qui connaissez vos joueurs. Mais ces questions se posent parmi les spectateurs. On ne peut pas les bypasser comme ça, ces questions-là. Donc, ma question, est-ce que on souhaite que vous restiez à la JSK? Franchement, personnellement, je souhaite une stabilité. Est-ce que dans les mois qui viennent, on va avoir une équipe de la JSK avec une coordination avec les jeunes de la JSK, une coordination avec le Ben Safi, avec les jeunes de la JSK, et avoir une équipe compétitive peut-être dans 2 ans, 3 ans? Merci.
He said that we have players that are not in good shape, but they play always.
Not in good shape.
Yes, not good quality, and supporters know that. And he said you make them play all the time, so we have the right to ask why, because they are not the level now, and in the future you want that you stay the next 2-3 years. And he said can we see the youngster with the team and to have better coordination with the academy for the future, to have a better team.
Yeah, thank you for the question. It's a very good question because
C'est une bonne question.
we know how is the quality in our squad,
On connaît la qualité de nos joueurs,
and
de
we
notre
know,
équipe.
and the players knows also they have more potential like
Et
what
les
they
joueurs
did in the
aussi
moment.
savent qu'ils ont plus de potentiel que ce qu'ils font actuellement.
But in football you have always some situations, some weeks,
Mais dans le football, c'est toujours des
what's going
situations,
up
dans des
and going
semaines où ça
down,
va
going up
vers le
and
haut,
going
vers le
down.
bas.
We have now the example also in other countries, even also in our
On
country.
a aussi des exemples dans d'autres pays ou dans
But we have
d'autres
to also
pays.
be careful about our young players.
On doit aussi faire attention aux jeunes
For example,
joueurs.
now, if you talk about young players,
Je
Achlip,
parlais de jeunes joueurs, par exemple Arlip,
fantastic potential player,
il a un super potentiel,
but need time,
mais il a besoin de
he
temps,
need minutes.
de minutes.
But in the moment, if you talk about
Mais dans le moment présent,
Achlip, then it's sometimes too early we can
des fois,
bring
c'est
him
trop tôt de l'amener
because he is under pressure.
parce qu'il va être sous
And if you
pression.
read now the social medias, all
Si vous
attack
lisez les
Lachlu.
médias
He's 20
sociaux,
years
tout
old,
le monde l'attaque, il a
no
20 ans,
experience before,
il n'a pas
no in
d'expérience
big
avant,
clubs before,
jamais
but
dans un
all
grand club
supporters
avant.
attack now Lachlu. How he can
Tous
improve
les
now
supporters l'attaquent, donc comment il peut
himself, or
s'améliorer
how we can improve him.
lui-même,
If I bring him on the field,
s'améliorer. Si je l'amène sur le terrain,
all supporters, oh my God, why is
tous
Lachlu
les
now on the
supporters vont demander
field?
pourquoi il est sur le terrain.
If don't bring him in the
Si
field,
je l'amène
the
pas,
supporters
s'il
said
joue pas,
why he doesn't play
les supporters vont demander pourquoi il joue
with
pas.
Lachlu. So what we can do now as a coach,
Qu'est-ce qu'on
we
peut
have to
faire en
find
tant
the
que
right
coach? On va
moment.
trouver
Even
le
the
bon
other
moment.
players, we have good
Aussi pour
potential
d'autres
players.
joueurs, on a des joueurs avec bon
But
potentiel.
if I brought now, for example, MCA, the young players on the
Si
field,
j'amène contre le Mouloudia,
they
ces
make a
jeunes
mistake
là-bas,
here,
ils font
especially
une
in our
erreur,
club,
et spécialement dans notre
the
club,
supporters will attack them
les
immediately.
supporters vont tout de suite les
But how we
attaquer.
can make improvement without mistakes?
Comment on peut s'améliorer sans faire
In the
d'erreur
whole world, even in the normal business,
dans le monde entier ou même dans le
if you
business
make
normal.
mistakes,
Vous faites
you
des
learn
erreurs,
out of
vous
this
apprenez
business, out of these
ces
mistakes.
erreurs.
If you don't make mistakes,
Si vous ne faites pas d'erreurs,
and you work now a long time without mistakes, and then you make a big mistake, they say, oh, he's experienced, but he make now mistakes. But mistakes is a part of our life,
mais
especially in football.
les erreurs font partie de notre vie.
And in
et
football is the
spécialement au
mentality
football.
also a quality.
Et la
And if
mentalité, c'est aussi une qualité.
If
en
we as a
football.
coach not be careful
Si on ne fait
about
pas attention à
our
ça en
young
tant que
players,
coach par rapport
we
aux jeunes,
disrupt the whole
on
players.
peut perturber
And
tous
if you
les
talk about
joueurs.
now last game,
Si vous parlez du dernier match,
which option we have on the bench with
quelle solution
experience?
on a sur le banc avec de
Ekwa
l'expérience?
is not a long time by us. We have to
Ekwa, ça fait
adapt
très
the
peu de
system.
temps
He
qu'il est
come
avec
better
nous, il
and
doit
better.
s'adapter, il vient de mieux en mieux.
Teixeira, he adapt the system and the conditioning. He adapt more and more. He comes
Teixeira
closer and
s'adapte de
closer.
mieux en mieux, il devient de plus en plus
So,
proche de ce
and the
qu'on
other
veut.
guys, if you saw the bank last
Si vous voyez le banc
time,
la
the
dernière
bench,
fois,
last time you can see the first option was Achlu, then
la première solution
the
c'était
next
Larlou,
was Ekua, and the next option is
Après
Malki,
Ekwa,
the next option
et
is
après
Tish, the
Malki,
next
et après
option is
Tish.
Cherry, the next option is Benatia.
Après
So
Cherry,
this is
Benatia.
all young players
C'est tous des
without
jeunes
experience.
joueurs, sans
Most of the players
expérience.
have 2, 3, 4 games,
Ils ont peut-être 2, 3, 4 matchs
not as a starter, as minutes.
comme
So, and now it's a
remplaçant.
decision. At Paradou, we bring the young players. We can do it.
Paradou,
Like
on peut faire,
Paradou,
amener des
amazing work. For
Donc, eux, ils font un travail
6 months
incroyable.
ago or 5 months ago, young players
5-6 mois en
without
arrière,
experience,
sans expérience,
but they trust him.
mais ils ont fait
They
confiance.
trust the club, trust the young players,
Les clubs font
because the
confiance aux
structure
jeunes
is young players to
parce que
improve.
leur organisation c'est
And by
d'améliorer
us,
les jeunes.
It's
Mais
not
chez
young
nous,
player to improve. For us,
c'est
this
pas
is
pour améliorer les
big
jeunes.
club. We have to fight for
C'est un
more
grand
than
club,
young
on doit se
players. We have to
bagarrer
fight for
plus
titles. We have to
pour les
improve
jeunes,
now
on
our
doit travailler
squad.
pour les
We are on the way.
titres.
We want this,
On veut améliorer
but we
l'équipe, on est
cannot
sur
say
ça.
now Ishem, he's a
On
ready
peut pas
player.
dire que ils aiment
It's
être
not possible
jouer
without minutes. He can
100
play in a
minutes.
21. He can
jouer en
take
réserve.
their next sometimes games. He
Il peut
get
obtenir
experience
des
like
matchs
this,
là-bas avec de
but it's not
l'expérience.
compared to our
Ça ne peut
team
pas être comparé avec notre équipe,
against top teams in the league.
contre les
It's not
meilleures
possible.
équipes du
So this
championnat.
is a different way to
C'est
bring
une manière
players
différente
on the
d'amener les
field.
joueurs sur le terrain.
If we are not strong in the moment
Si on
to
n'est pas assez
bring
fort
young
actuellement
players
pour amener les
in
jeunes
a good way,
d'une manière
because if we
positive,
bring the players in,
si vous
they
amenez
have
les
to
joueurs,
perform.
ils doivent être
No
performants.
time for mistakes,
Ils n'auront
no
pas de
time
temps
for
pour faire des
not
erreurs,
performance.
ou pour
If
pas
we
être
brought
bon.
a player now in a young
Si
player,
vous amenez un jeune
he have
maintenant
to
dans
perform
l'équipe, il
because
doit
we
être
need the
performant
result.
parce qu'on a besoin de résultats.
So it's a small way. I understand because I'm a fan from young players.
Je suis
Trust
un
me.
fan des jeunes
But I have
joueurs,
also a
mais
responsibility about the
j'ai
young
la
players
responsabilité par
and
rapport
about
à eux
improvement.
aussi et leur
And if you go in my
amélioration,
history
progression.
in the past,
Si vous allez
in
dans mon
even all
passé,
clubs, I improve young
dans
players
tous
for
les
big
clubs, j'ai
career.
amené des
Even
jeunes
I
pour
will
des
do
grandes
it here.
carrières.
And
Je
if
peux
you
aussi
go
le
now
faire
last
aussi.
season, we improve
Si vous regardez la
Berkan.
saison passée, on a amélioré
we
Berkan.
improve Kusi. Yeah,
Kusi.
so we improve another level, and we lost
amené un
also
autre niveau.
another good players in our squad
On a
with
aussi perdu
experience.
un autre bon joueur d'expérience.
So and now we need time, but we don't have
on a
time
besoin
here.
de temps, mais ici on n'a
So
pas
this is
de
the reason
temps.
we have to give also our leader, our
Ça, on doit
experienced
donner à
player
nos joueurs
trust,
qui ont de l'expérience et le leadership,
because we don't have
cette
another option.
confiance, parce que sinon on n'a pas d'autre solution.
Okay.
Oui, alors bonjour coach, une question très très simple. Ça fait à peu près 2 mois, peut-être un peu plus, que vous enregistrez 4 matchs de retard. Est-ce que cette situation ne vous embarrasse pas?
He said it's almost 2 months that you have 4 games behind. Is it not a problem for you?
For
you?
2 months behind.
It's almost since 2 months we have 4 games behind. So is it a problem for you? Something embarrassing for you?
Why?
It's his question. You don't understand. Il demande pourquoi, il ne comprend pas la question. Pourquoi ce serait embarrassant?
Est-ce que vous n'êtes pas contrarié dans la gestion du championnat?
About the managing in the league because you have 4 games behind.
Yeah, but it can be an advantage.
Ça peut être un avantage.
It can be a disruption because
ça peut aussi être une perturbation.
We are not always on the row, we are not in the rhythm, we are out of the rhythm.
Pas dans le
yes,
rythme, on est en dehors du rythme.
We cannot change, we have
on
to
peut
accept
pas le changer,
this,
on doit l'accepter.
and we have to do our best. And if
on doit faire le mieux
we talk about the performance,
et si on parle de
I think
performance,
in the most of games, we lead all games.
La plupart des matchs, c'est nous
we
qui
had
avons
always the possibilities to win the game. So we lost a lot of easy points.
On a perdu beaucoup de points faciles.
So if I go now in my memories, I think Al Ahly away in Champions League, that was good. Al Ahly, but at home we have to win against Al Ahly. Even in the league, a lot of simple games we lost points. We had always the possibilities to score. If we score, in all cases we don't have problems because even in the 4 games, if we win now, or we go in a positive way, the 4 games, what we have less.
Positif sur les 4 matchs qui nous
for example, we win these games.
Par exemple, si on les gagne,
I think we are on the 3rd or 2nd place.
On est 3e ou 2e.
It's up to the other teams how they play.
Ça dépend aussi des autres
But then we have an option also for the international place, and this is our target. This is individual, my target as a coach. As a person, and this is also for this club important. We have to fight for international places. That's clear. Doesn't matter how many games we are less.
C'est égal combien de matchs on a.
We have to play, and in the end we get 30 games like the others. Doesn't matter which time. I understand you. I understand also the question. It's not easy always without rhythm. All other teams have rhythm.
Avec ce rythme,
we not. Maybe 2 or 3 other teams also. But that's a part of our job, and we have to fix this problem.
Et on doit régler ce problème.
Coach, bonjour. Moi j'ai envie de rebondir un peu sur la question. Aujourd'hui, depuis le début de l'année 2026, je ne parle pas de la saison, vous oubliez de la phase retour. Depuis 2026, la JSK ne compte aucune victoire. Ça fait pratiquement 2 mois. Soit c'est des matchs nuls, toutes compétitions confondues sont dans, donc que ce soit en Coupe d'Afrique, que ce soit en championnat. Mais aussi, il y a un gros problème, c'est l'inefficacité devant. Juste 4 buts, dont 2 face à Mostaganem, sinon 4 ou 5, si les souvenirs sont bons, dont 2 contre Mostaganem. Selon vous, le problème de cette attaque, il est beaucoup plus tactique ou psychologique? Parce que lorsqu'on ne marque pas, même si on domine, on ne marque pas, souvent on se retrouve à être battu. Et puis vous l'avez exprimé lors du match du Mouloudia, vous avez dit qu'il fallait verrouiller, pour ne pas dire, pour reprendre l'expression d'un collègue, d'un confrère de notre journal, vous avez carrément cadenassé le stade. Honnêtement, défensivement, vous avez dit que si nous n'avions pas fait ça, nous aurions eu une tannée. Alors, selon vous, le problème il se situe où en termes de cette inefficacité offensive? Donc, ça pose problème.
So he's saying 2026 we don't win in any game, all competition, we draw or lose, and or you can explain that we don't have efficacy in front because we don't score, maybe 4 goals since 2026. Where is this problem for you? Because then you need to take the example of Mouloudia, where you say if we don't close the game, we don't lock, we can lose 3-4-0 here. So we have to defend and not to concede. So you take the example. Mouloudia
was that?
You said at the end of the game that we lock the game,
yes.
Because if we don't do this, we're going to take 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So how you explain that we cannot score? What is the problem? Is mental or tactically we are not good enough?
And the first, I think the last games in 26,
Je pense que
we don't
les
have a lot
matchs
of games.
2026, on n'a pas eu beaucoup de matchs.
Not compared to the other teams.
Comparé aux autres équipes.
Special in the league level. Yeah, we speak about the league level.
Championnat.
These games was in the most of time international games.
La plupart du temps, c'était des matchs internationaux.
But I think we don't speak about the tactical because the
Je pense qu'on va pas parler tactique.
If we don't have chances to score,
si on n'a pas de chance de marquer,
then we have to think about the tactic.
On devrait penser à la tactique.
But yes, MCA was more close.
C'est vrai que
the gate, we close.
On a plus fermé les portes là-bas.
Our goal.
Because
on this day we was not in our game.
Ce jour-là, on n'était pas dans notre match.
Maybe if we scored this 1-0, we check now the offside.
On a regardé le
in the new rules for me, no
Avec
offside.
La nouvelle règle pour moi, il n'y a pas
But you need then also this luck. If you score, maybe then it's a different game.
C'est peut-être un match différent.
But now they come closer, and we was not in the normal performance what we know or what we expect before. So this was one game, but you cannot play 30 games in a row with a good performance. And you can also not score. You can see also even other clubs in the league also they have also big chances and they don't score. We analyze all teams. If you see now Paradou in the first month, no scoring. Just defending work, and now you see Paradou, they come and they have players on the field with 8 goals, with 6 goals, young players without experience, they improve a lot. So, but the young players get the time for improvement. So, and we have now, if we talk about now in the front, our strikers, offense player, we had a lot of chances the last weeks. We can, in the most of time, we can win all leagues, all games, almost. Not all, but almost. So, but this is also part of our work. This is sometimes what you said, mentality, pressure. Some players was not played before in big clubs like JSK. Some players have in the moment or had in the moment or have in the moment a problem maybe with scoring. This is also a striker, you know, sometimes you don't know how you score, but you scored. And sometimes you have big chances and you don't score. That is also part of improvement here in other mentality. They have to come back. If I took him out or I take him out, it's sometimes not good for him because he's thinking more like before. These players need trust, and we will try to give him the trust. And if sometimes you score once, then it comes the next. Sometimes he don't know how he scored, but he scored. So this is a part what we have to accept and what we have to improve. We try to do this in the training session. In the training session, if you watch our training session, then you see how they score. And then you see compare, same system, same way, same automatism, same playing style, and then easy to score and they don't score. But this is part of our football. If you talk about now last game, MCA, how many times they can score, they have to score. So they have also the chance to score, but they don't score. This is the part of our football. And I understand all supporters because they expect wins. We also, and our players also. But sometimes we have to work. And if we lost points, then we cannot say we stop our work, we have to go forward and we have to looking forward and we have to improve. And if you count our shoot on the goal and our big chances the last games, then you will see we have a lot of possibilities to score. So, but I stay behind of my players and I work with my players all days hard. And we try what we can. And in focus is now not the past. Because we cannot change. What we can do now, we can change tomorrow. We can change next week. We can win the games. And if we win the games, all is happy. And then we have to try to find the way to get a good place in this season. And this is our job. And then we will do this. And even our supporters, 50% of the supporters understand this way. They wrote me on, they explain me something also bad or good. Yeah, but this is a part and you cannot get all 100% from our supporters to understand because the emotion is in football so big for supporters, for sponsoring, for a country, for presidents, for coaches, even for the players. So, but we have to work, and if you work, you get your luck back. And last season was the same way. We start here, same situation, behind the points, and we fix the problem. And if the supporters and the club give us the trust, even my player, then we can find something, then we can go a good way. If we don't trust and we believe in the way, then we can get it because we need all on board, all players, the president, the sport department, and especially our supporters, because if they are here and they're thinking positive, we will get a positive way for sure. But we need all on board. Then we can get what we deserve.
Et on pourra obtenir ce qu'on mérite.
3 minutes left, so this question will be the last one. Hello coach, ma question est la suivante. Pourquoi lors des grandes rencontres, la JSK généralement donne une bonne performance, mais face à des équipes modestes, on n'arrive pas à reconnaître cette équipe. Donc j'aimerais bien savoir où se pose le problème.
He said in big games we have a good JSK team, but against small team we don't recognize the same team, so we want to understand the problem.
The problem is not easy to explain, but
it's
different if you play against the team that play
si vous jouez contre une équipe qui joue au foot,
then you get space.
Vous aurez de l'espace.
If you play against teams like in a low block,
si vous jouez contre des équipes par
then
exemple,
you don't have space,
bas,
and then you cannot get
10
chances to score.
Ils auraient peut-être pas 10 occasions de
So
marquer.
it's an open play. Then we can bring more chances on our side.
De notre côté,
if we are good in the game.
Si on est bon dans le match, bien
if
sûr.
we have a low block, then we have to find. And if you score once in an early time,
vite,
then they have to open the space and they have to come and have to score. But this is always the things what I said to my team. If you score early, we have an easier game. If you wait with the scoring, and they score, it's difficult, more than before if they score. So our target is always to score first. Then you get space and then you can play a normal football. But if you have 10 players in the box and our 7, 8, 9 players in the box, then it's difficult of space. And then you have to score. And we had also against the not small teams, I won't be disrespectful, but the smaller teams from the supporters and the names in the league or the table in the league, then it's not easy because they can also play football and they can defend. And if we score against these teams first or second, then it's the game normally done. And we had these chances in the last games. In the last months, in all games, what we analyze, we can go out of this game as a winner. So this is in our hand. And we cannot say our strikers have to score now. That is easy. They have to do it, and they need the trust. And we have to believe in our players. Doesn't matter which supporters or other guys say this player is not good enough for us. Maybe right or not right, but we have our response and we have a job, and it's bring the players on the field and try to get the best results and the best performance. And this is what we want to. We cannot change. We cannot change now. The windows was open in January, but now it's closed.
En janvier, il y avait les transferts, maintenant c'est
fini. We can discuss, we get the players or not. Doesn't matter, we cannot change. We have to work now with all players what we have.
On va travailler avec les joueurs qu'on a.
Maybe in 3 months, 4 months, we can decide this player is good enough or not good enough. Some players won't leave the club, some players won't stay. But we have to decide what is the best player for us in the next season. And then we can change something. But now we have to work with our players what we have. And if we kill these players in a negative way, never we get the performance what we need for points.
La performance qu'on a besoin pour prendre les points.
Thank you, coach. Thank you, Marc. Merci à tous. Merci.